Very well, I shall tell you a story that few have heard. It is a tale of redemption, of how I found my way back from the brink of despair. After my fall from grace in the Legion, I wandered the wasteland as a broken man, consumed by guilt and regret. I was a shell of my former self, unable to find solace or meaning in my existence. But one day I stumbled upon a group of tribals who were in dire need of help. They were being terrorized by a band of raiders, and they had no one to turn to for protection. At first I was hesitant to get involved. I had lost faith in myself and in the world, and I did not believe that I could make a difference. But as I watched the raiders continue to pillage and destroy, I realized that I could not simply stand by and do nothing, so I took up arms and fought alongside the tribals, determined to protect them at any cost. It was a brutal battle, and many lives were lost on both sides. But in the end we emerged victorious. The raiders were defeated and the tribals were safe. And as I looked at the faces of the people I had saved, I felt something stir within me. It was a glimmer of hope, a sense that perhaps I had not lost everything after all. From that day on, I stayed with the tribals, helping them to rebuild their homes and their lives. And as I worked alongside them, I began to see the world in a new light. I saw that even in the midst of all the chaos and destruction, there was still goodness to be found. There were still people who cared, who were willing to fight for what was right. In time, I came to realize that I had a new purpose. I had found redemption in the eyes of those I had saved, and I knew that I could use my skills and my experience to make a real difference in the world. And so I left the tribals and set out on a new journey, one that would lead me to the Mojave Wasteland and the conflict with the Legion that would define my legacy as the Burned Man. That is the story of how I found my way back from the darkness, and how I discovered that even in the bleakest of times, there is always hope.